So my girlfriend actually got into a car accident, and luckily it wasn't, no one got hurt or anything like this. But basically someone hit her car when it was parked, and it kind of like messed her car up. And she's been like quite stressed and worried about the insurance process because it was the guy's fault, but the guy doesn't really seems like that he wants to pay, and that she's not being able to get the insurance to do what they're supposed to do and all this kind of stuff. It got so crazy to the point where she literally had a dream about talking to insurance agents and getting this guy to pay what he's supposed to pay. And also as well, she got so angry to the point where she was like, crying and this kind of stuff. And I really like sat down with her and I asked her, I was like, do you think that, 10 years from now, you're gonna care about this so much? Is it gonna hold like so much like value over you to make you cry? Or even importantly, do you think like on your deathbed, you're gonna look back in 2022, I really wish that, those insurance agents, I got them to pay faster and I got them to do all these things. And she was like, of course not. And I was like, yeah, exactly. And she was like, huh. So I feel like most things in life are like this, where if you look at most things expand most things that we tend to worry about and push all these, puts all this negative mental energy about, if you spend them enough on a high enough time frame, you realize that nothing really matters, and that's okay. And I'm actually in this video, I'm going to be just talking about like how this framework has been extremely freeing and empowering for me to be able to accomplish a lot of the things that I wanted to accomplish in life, and hopefully help you do the same. If you guys are here for the normal crypto content, this video is not for you. That's totally fine. You can skip this one and watch the next video. But in this video, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So as I said, this idea of you expanding these individual decisions on a high enough time frame. You can even say this for our own lives. When you look at, the earth itself has been here for billions of years. The universe has been here for trillions of years. There's so many earths, there's so many, all this kind of things. If we really look at the individualistic of like one human life, it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but these kind of thoughts can like induce dread in a lot of people. But I'm going to be talking about how they are like really empowering and freeing in a lot of ways, right? So now I just want to say before I get into this video, if you find any of the ideas harmful or you don't agree with them or anything like this, that is totally fine. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to share ideas, philosophies, and mental frameworks which have been extremely beneficial in serving to me in my life. But if you don't agree with any of the ideas in this video, that is totally fine. Whatever you believe in, whatever serves you best, continue to believe in that, continue to think that, because that's what this is designed to do. It's designed to benefit people. I want to give you guys a couple more examples, right? So a lot of the times when, we're working in this world, we're saying, oh, I'm trying to build like wealth for me and my family, for all these people and this kind of thing, so that people can remember me and all this kind of stuff, right? And there's actually a guy that I watch, his name is Alex Hormozy. He has some really good content. And he actually talks about that his great, I think like 5 or 6 generations ago, his great grandfather he was like a king or some royalty or something like that, where he like ran countries wherever like their people originated from, right? This was like 5 or 6 generations ago, a couple hundred years ago, right? And he was like, I don't even know what that guy looks like. The guy had like 200 kids. He was royalty, the whole thing, ran countries, all this kind of crazy stuff, right? The levels that like most people, even if you live like a great life and you do all this kind of stuff, it's just not really human possible to get to like a king level. And he was like, I don't even know that guy's name, or I don't even know what that guy looks like, right? So all these things that we are telling ourselves, like we're like, I'm gonna do this so I can like build this like wealth in the future, or like I can do this so I can like pass this money around from generations. The truth is, expanded upon enough like time frames, it all becomes like quite meaningless, right? Like even if you look like, let's say 1,000 generations from now, of course it's not gonna matter, right? And the reason why I bring this up again, this can bring like dread up in a lot of people, but in my opinion, this has a lot of truth to it, and it's like quite freeing, right? Because most of the things in life that we are worried about, that people have issues with and worry about and cause like a lot of like pain and anxiety and issues, is us being worried about what others think about us, right? Like, let's say, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Right now, this YouTube video that I'm making, I know that this is not the kind of content that my audience has subscribed to my channel for. I know that this is not the kind of content that people would normally expect from me. So like there's something inside of my brain right now that has like a little fear that's like, hey man, like, what if you put this video out and people don't like it? And then one real true fact that you have to like think of stuff on a high enough like time frame in the reality of like nothing really matters that much is like, the truth is, if I was to die tomorrow, right, 90 to 95% of the people watching this channel right now probably wouldn't think about me past a week, right? Like it's just the reality, right? Like if I die, like maybe I would say probably not, like maybe 5% would think about me for a day, or like I would like pop up in their head. The other like maybe like 10% I would like maybe a week, and then past that people wouldn't even care. So we're placing so much importance and so much like weight on the people these people who like we are fearing their emotions and fearing what they're going to think about us and all this kind of stuff. But the truth is, if you literally died, they wouldn't even think about you for more than a week, right? So just go like, nothing matters, it doesn't matter, right? Like I'll put it out, I think it's good content, I think it's helpful, and if it helps people, that's fine. And if it doesn't, people don't like it, that's fine too. I just put it out because I think it's helpful, right? Because I have decided in my life what I think like is important. Because if nothing matters, you get to choose like what's important in your life. And I'll give you like another example, right? So before I got to this level, and again, I know I'm talking about myself because I'm me, but I will make it valuable for you, right? But I have to like relate this to myself right now because I'm a human, right? But anyway, I remember being like 16 years old. 16 to 21 years old was like this point in my life where I just didn't feel important enough for whatever reasons. It had nothing to do with my parents or anything like this. Just, it had mostly to do with like school and girls and this kind of stuff, right? And you were just like, I was just thinking, like, I was like, now looking back, I wanted to be like really successful so that people would care about me and realize that I'm important and I care and all this kind of stuff, and that I was worthy of like love and all the stuff that people are like worthy of in the world. They're just the reality of it, right? Looking back at that, I realized that's what it is now. At that time, I didn't really deeply understand it, but now I do, right? So from the age from like 16 to like 21, I was trying to like build all these businesses up and like build all these things, and it caused me a great amount of stress because I would like fail, I would like lose all my money, and I would just up late at night worrying with so much anxiety, just staring at my roof with panic attacks because I was trying to make it, because I had something to prove to the world, I had something to prove, all these kind of things. And if that version of Dante back then could see the version of Dante today, I would say that he would think that it's a success. Like he would be like quite proud, right? But the truth is, my base mindset from back then to now has not really changed that much. So all that worry and anxiety, it was unnecessary, right? Because now that I have improved my life, so to speak, and if, for you guys who don't know, I've created like, I was able to create like multiple like 7-figure ecom brands that have like changed my life, travel around the world, do all this kind of stuff. And that's been really cool. And also hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, verify all this kind of stuff. And I would say like most people outside looking in would say that that's really cool, that's a success, and blah, 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 right? And I would say, yeah, like logically I can understand that. But on a day-to-day level, it's like my worries haven't changed at all. Like they just like go from this one thing to the next thing, right? I'll give you an example. Like now, because I'm in this position, I would like look at other people who might be a little bit more higher than me. They might have a little bit more YouTube followers, YouTube subscribers, or more like followers on Twitter, or more engagement, or more views, or like for example, right now we're worried about different aspects of my business. Oh, I gotta pay taxes. That's a big one, right? I have to pay multiple six figures in taxes. If I don't pay that multiple six-figure tax bill, the government is gonna come and take me away and lock me up in a cage. That's a really scary one, right? So that's a very real fear, and you know, it doesn't really like go away. So that's something that you know, it just hasn't really changed. So like that fear, because our brains are these boxes that create and destroy meaning. It just really hasn't really changed. It just like switched to something else. So I promise you right now that you have to go through it to like realize it. But when you go through it and you realize like your brain is just, once you like get from one level to the next level, you just go from like the Toyota Camry of problems to like the Mercedes Benz of problems to like the Porsche of problems to like the Lamborghini of problems. But there's still problems that you worry about every night. Really, when you look back at most of the stuff you worry about, like you said, like if I was gonna like die tomorrow, like how many of the things that I'm worried about right now would really be that important? Probably 90 to 95% of the stuff that you like worried about on a day-to-day basis come the end of the day, laying on your deathbed probably doesn't matter that much, right? This really just puts in perspective the things that you really truly should be worried about and focused on. For me, that's providing value to others, creating like profitable businesses so that I can, care for myself, my family, and provide like really cool products and services to other people, because that's just what makes me feel good, because what else are you going to do while you're alive, right? Same thing for you, that may be, I want to, do whatever it is that you want to do, your interests, your hobbies, or this kind of thing. So this has just been a really like powerful framework that has really like helped me like in my life, realizing like the insignificance of the things of like all your worries, all your pains, and this kind of stuff. So to just really focus on the things that you think are important and that matter to you, your life individually. So nothing really matters, and that's okay. If you found this video valuable, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. And if you hated it, let me know how much you hated it in the comments as well, because I don't care that much anyway. It doesn't really matter, and I'll make another video in a couple days. So it is what it is. Drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.